Have you ever looked up at a plane soaring across the sky and wondered what air travel will look like in the future? We've come a long way since the Wright brothers' first flight, and trust me, the next century of aviation is going to be even more mind-blowing. Forget everything you think you know about flying, because we're about to take a journey into the skies of tomorrow. Right now, the planes we fly in are basically tubes with wings, powered by jet fuel. They're amazing machines, but they have their limits. They're noisy, they contribute to carbon emissions, and the basic design hasn't changed all that much in decades. But all that is about to change. The future of aviation isn't just about faster planes. It's about smarter, greener, and more personalized ways to fly. Let's start with the big one, sustainability. The aviation industry is under huge pressure to go green, and engineers are cooking up some incredible solutions. First up, electric planes. Imagine hopping on a flight that's as quiet as an electric car. Small, all-electric aircraft are already flying today, perfect for short-hop flights between nearby cities. Companies are developing these air taxis that could one day whisk you from a city center to the airport, bypassing all the traffic on the ground. The biggest challenge for larger electric planes is battery technology. Batteries are still incredibly heavy and don't store enough energy for long-haul flights. But as battery tech improves, we might see hybrid electric jets, which use a combination of electric motors and traditional engines, becoming a common sight within the next decade or two. But what about those long-haul flights across oceans? That's where sustainable aviation fuels, or SAFs, come in. SAFs are made from renewable sources like plant oils, algae, or even household waste. The coolest part is that they can be used in existing jet engines with little to no modification. It's like switching your car from regular gasoline to a biofuel. Airlines are already experimenting with SAF blends, and as production scales up, it could drastically reduce the carbon footprint of flying without needing to build a whole new fleet of planes overnight. And then there's hydrogen. This is the holy grail for clean aviation. When hydrogen is used as fuel, the only byproduct is water. It's completely emission-free. Airbus has unveiled concepts for hydrogen-powered aircraft, and they look straight out of a sci-fi movie. Some have a traditional shape, while others feature a blended wing body that looks more like a giant. Flying V storing liquid hydrogen on a plane is a massive engineering challenge because it needs to be kept incredibly cold. But the potential payoff is enormous. Zero carbon long-distance travel. We're probably looking at the 2040s or 2050s before we rebooking a ticket on a hydrogen jet. But the race is on. Now, let's talk about speed. Remember the Concorde? The supersonic jet that could fly from London to New York in under 3 hours? It was retired in 2003, but the dream of supersonic travel is making a huge comeback. Several companies are developing new supersonic jets that are designed to be much quieter and more efficient than the Concorde. The sonic boom was a major issue for the Concorde, restricting it to routes over the ocean. New designs are working on low boom technology that would make the sound more like a gentle thump, which could finally allow for supersonic flights over land. Imagine breakfast in Los Angeles and lunch in New York. That reality might be just a few years away. But why stop at supersonic? Let's go hypersonic. We're talking speeds of Mach 5 or more. That's 5 times the speed of sound. A hypersonic flight could get you from New York to London in about 90 minutes. This is where things get really futuristic. At these speeds, planes would fly at the very edge of space. The materials and engine technology required are incredibly advanced, borrowing from rocket science, while commercial hypersonic travel is likely still decades away. The research happening now is paving the way for a future where continents are just a short hop apart. The planes themselves are also getting a makeover. The traditional two-band wing design is efficient, but engineers are exploring new shapes. The blended wing body I mentioned earlier isn't just for hydrogen planes. This design merges the wings and the body into a single shape, which is much more aerodynamic. It reduces drag, which means it uses less fuel. Inside, it could create a totally new passenger experience, with a wider, more open cabin that feels less like a tube and more like a spacious room. And speaking of the passenger experience, the inside of the plane is set for a revolution too. Say goodbye to cramped seats and tiny windows. Future cabins could be highly customizable. Imagine seats that morph to perfectly fit your body, virtual reality entertainment systems that make you feel like you're in a private cinema, or even smart windows that can display information about the cities you're flying over. We might see personalized zones in the cabin areas for business, relaxation, or even socializing. The goal is to make the flight not just a means of getting from A to B, but an enjoyable part of the journey itself. Automation will also play a huge role. Planes today are already highly automated, but we're moving towards a future where pilots might act more as system managers, overseeing a highly intelligent AI co-pilot. This could make flying even safer by reducing the potential for human error. On the ground, AI will streamline everything from baggage handling to air traffic control, making the entire airport experience faster and more efficient. Imagine an airport where your bag checks itself in and meets you at your destination, and where flight delays due to congestion are a thing of the past. That's the power of a fully connected AI-driven aviation system. But the most immediate change we might see is the rise of urban air mobility, or UAM. These are those electric air taxis I mentioned earlier. Small, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, or EVTOLs. Think of them as a cross between a drone and a helicopter, but much quieter and all electric. Dozens of companies are developing these vehicles, and they could completely change how we move around our cities. Instead of being stuck in a taxi for an hour, you could summon an EVTO and fly over the traffic, getting to your destination in minutes. Cities around the world are already preparing for this by planning for vertiports, which are like mini airports for these air taxis. This isn't science fiction. Test flights are happening now, and you could be seeing these in our skies within the next 5 to 10 years. So, what does this all mean for us? It means a future where air travel is cleaner, faster, and more accessible than ever before. Flying could become less of a special occasion and more of a routine part of our transportation network, seamlessly connecting cities and even neighborhoods. The journey from a short-hop electric air taxi to a long-haul hypersonic jet will be gradual, but every step is bringing us closer to a new golden age of aviation. The challenges are significant, of course. We need breakthroughs in battery technology, massive investment in new infrastructure, and updated regulations to ensure safety, but the will is there. The brightest minds in engineering and technology are dedicated to solving these problems. The next time you're at an airport, take a look around. What you see is just one chapter in the incredible story of human flight. The next chapter is being written right now, and it promises a future that is faster, greener, and more connected than we can even imagine. The sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning. Thanks so much for watching. What part of the future of aviation are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this glimpse into the future, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content about the amazing world of science and technology. See you next time.